Aloha. Aloha.
Baby carrots.
Thank you all for coming. Ostensibly, this is a birthday party for the princess and myself because we're rolling over a decade. And we're not paying any attention to the numbers. I agree with that wonderful saint, Mary Baker Eddy, who said if you put the numbers down, you start believing them and you program yourself. So we're not doing that. And the other thing that we're saying is that this isn't really a birthday party. This is a sleazy excuse to get all our friends together and drink with them and our family. I got this idea when we went to Kent and Dora's Cast of Thousands party at Murphy's Bar, and I saw how much fun that was. But I realized I couldn't get people to come from abroad, you know, elsewhere, unless we had a really good excuse. So we ginned up this excuse, and we had 27 people have come here from off island, from all over the place. And as a matter of fact, we were thinking of giving some kind of a prize to people who came the farthest. So, but my geography is kind of poor. I'm not really sure because Mark Burgess Porter came from Brazil. Raise your hand. Giancarlo came from Lima, Peru. Giancarlo, yeah, right. Dan Sigerud and his entire family came from Oslo, Norway.
And if you have any messages for the King of Norway, speak to him. He knows it.
And John and Sandra Stevenson recently got back from Australia. As a matter of fact, when I talked to him on the phone to get the final okay, all I got from Sandra is we're at an airport in Australia, we're running for the plane to New Zealand. Like, was it Melbourne or Sydney?
Melbourne.
Neither Melbourne.
Now, did I miss anybody else who came from one of these remote abroad places? Wally's always come from someplace.
I just came from Kailua tonight.
All right. And Kitty came the closest because she lives right across the parade ground. But you know, I was thinking that the people who are the most culture shock really aren't these folks. It's Jack and Gloria right over here. Jack and Gloria Shelton because they came from Kansas. Gloria, do not click your heel 3 times or you'll be back in the midst of tornadoes, sunflowers, and Republicans. You know, these big gatherings, you can make all kinds of funny errors and things can happen. We were invited to Kaneohe Bay a while back because yet another person who had never been in the armed forces wrote a book about the Chosin Reservoir campaign. And when they do that kind of thing, they dust off some of the old guys and have them come over, you know, and hold them up. So they had all of the officers and staff NCOs, and they were going to have this big presentation. And we arrived at the Officers Club. And these days at the Officers Club, the Marines don't drink. These officers weren't drinking, they're standing around, you know, they do push-ups now, you know, and they run, and all of that, we used to run for the bar, but now they run for the pull-up bar. So, you know, but the old veterans, it was an open bar, man, they bellied right up there, they're putting the drinks down. So we were looking around there, and there was a very nice-looking young black officer, and he was beautifully dressed, but everybody was ignoring him. So the princess decided he was being discriminated against. So she went over to him like a shot and went over and started talking. And she said, "I'm Eulalia." He said, "Hi, I'm Arnie." And they're talking away. She said, "You know, are you enjoying your time in the Marine Corps?" He said, "Yes, ma'am, it's been okay." And she said, "Well, my husband had a wonderful career in the Marine Corps, and I know it'll be really good for you." And he said, "Well, thank you, ma'am. I'll try hard. I'll do better," and so forth. And then somebody came up and said, "General, can we serve dinner now?" Also, that week he was going to Washington to put his second star on. But as we get older, they look younger.
We would like to welcome all of you and acknowledge you. First, for being our friends, of course. But, you know, we found out through the years and through our life that the most important things to us are very much our friends. And you guys are our friends. You have given us love, you've given us support, you've given us acknowledgement, and you have given us acceptance. And we appreciate it. So thank you, every one of you. You know, this is also a night, this is not celebrating us, this is an excuse. This is about celebrating all of you. It's about the fact that we've got tremendous diversity of, as you may have noticed, ages. If you ever talk politics, which you'll probably be sorry if you do, you'll find diversity of politics, religions, beliefs, ideas, values, tremendous diversity.
Ethnic groups.
Ethnic groups, everything.
The whole world is represented here.
Well, one thing that Jeanette Paulson here in ECO taught us, has taught us through the great Hawaii International Film Festival, is that, yay for the film festival. Yes. Yes. One of the major props of our life. What was it, where strangers meet was your theme?
Yes.
With hands
shaking.
shaking. Well, you may think you're sitting with a bunch of strangers, but in 5 minutes you're going to be knowing these are your best friends. And you've been put at the right table on purpose. Are you ready?
Yes. What?
I wanted to share with you the 4 pillars of our life. You know, the 4 square church and all that. Well, and Young did 4 as symbols of wholeness. The 4 pillars of our life are first each other. And you guys know that. Amen. Number 2, the Course in Miracles. And most of you are familiar with that and know what that's about. And that has changed our life.
We're still trying to master it.
No, we're still, you're right, we're still learners. Number 3, our friends. That's all of you.
Yes.
And the ones we couldn't fit in the room, they wouldn't give us a bigger room, okay? And some of you did come an awfully long way. And number 4, our constant learning through films, music, dance, and various forms of the arts and theater. And with that, we can certainly mention the Movie Museum. Dwight, are you around anywhere?
And the International Film Festival.
You guys constantly educate us. You show us new cultures. This way we don't have to travel quite so far and so arduously. O na kahala meke aloha. Hey hale lehua ne ia nakanoe o ka no ia e ano ane elia ne hoi o ke ikin mai iki mai na oe iki mai na oe aloha aloha It means welcome. May your hearts be blessed with this occasion.
Good job.